We're talking about Birdemic and Birdemic 2, The Resurrection.
Birdemic 1, Shock and Terror.
Yeah.
Birdemic 2, Resurrection.
Wait, is that the whole title, or just...
Is it?
I guess who could possibly know?
It's Birdemic, Shock and Terror, and then Birdemic...
Shock.
Resurrection.
I was shocked by the amount of bad editing. That part.
Woo!
Woo!
Let's start this.
Okay, so yeah, we're talking about Birdemic 1, and it's Shock and Terror, and the second one is what?
Resurrection.
Birdemic 2, Resurrection. How he got money to make the second one, I'll never know. So we're gonna start with one, obviously, so...
It's one of my favorite movies. I had never heard of it before, but I was at Best Buy one time, and they had, like, the DVD, and I was like, this looks like a really, really bad movie, and I was like... It was like $20, and usually I don't like buying movies that I had never seen before. They're like $20, but I was like, whatever. And I took it home, and it's like the best. It's so good, because it's so awful. Like, it's the worst, but that's what makes it so amazing, because, like, the director, he directed some other movie with Tippi Hedren, who was in The Birds, and she's Melanie Griffith's mom. We saw her at a convention. We shared an elevator with her. At the Knoxville convention.
They were both old bags.
The lady with the watch. She's like, my watch is all shiny.
Oh,
that was
the
her.
one that was like the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, she's Melanie Griffith's mom, and she was one of the leads in The Birds, but she was in like the first movie that he made, and I think Birdemic is the second movie that he made. But you wouldn't...
Could have fooled me.
Yeah, you wouldn't have any idea, because I think he wrote and directed it, and he probably also did, like, the music for it or something. Like, it was a small crew. And everyone in it is not, like, any kind of big name or anything, but they're pretty awful at acting. But that's what makes it so beautiful. Like, everything you shouldn't do in a movie was done in this movie. So I really wanted Mike to see it. Because it was something that's near and dear to my heart, because it's so good. So he let me show him that. And then we watched Birdemic 2 the next day, because he was like, I kind of want to watch Birdemic 2 now that I've seen Birdemic 1. And I was like, fine. I'll put it in the DVD player as soon as we get home. And that's what I did. I was really excited to watch it. Talk about Birdemic 1. What did you think?
There's a bunch of things I'm thinking about right now, and okay, so first of all, I just have to say that, like, think of, like, the worst, like, acting that you've ever done. Like, can you think of it?
You're talking to me, this every, like, Natural D20 thing that we've ever done?
Yeah, think of the worst fucking thing we've ever done, and it's nowhere near as bad acting as, like, the best person in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like us talking right now is just way more natural than that.
Yeah, well,
it was so...
I guess we should talk about the plot for people who don't really...
Okay.
What plot
yeah, I guess let's talk about the first plot.
Without, like, giving too much away, but it's just kind of like, this guy set out to kind of make, like, the birds, but in Birdemic, they're not called birds, they're called eagles, even though there are no eagles, just like how Troll 2 is Troll 2, but there are no trolls in it.
I don't know if comparing Troll 2 in this movie is really...
Troll 2 is probably one of my top 5. Birdemic's probably in my top 10.
I need to have a talk.
Those movies are so good. I don't know what you're talking about. It's so quotable.
You can't shit on hospitality.
No.
Is that what he said, or piss?
He said piss. I'm gonna allow it. I'm gonna tighten my belt by one loop so I don't feel hunger pains. Your mother and sister will have to do likewise.
So fucking disgusting.
But it's set out to be like this romantic thriller. That's what the director wanted to do. And it's like an eco-friendly horror thriller romance.
I thought it was
they
like...
lay on like the going green and
Oh my god.
global warming. They lay it on pretty thick.
Yep.
And just how like awkwardly they incorporate it is so good.
Yeah, I mean...
So funny. It's just so awkward. But yeah, like the birds are attacking like the gas stations and yeah, like kamikaze birds that make like
sound like airplane
noises.
Sounds like kamikazes.
And the birds, like screensaver birds from like 1995 computers look better. Like it's so awful. Like the birds don't really even like move; they just stay stationary and just flap their wings, and
they don't go like this
people.
though. They go like they
go for people's throats. They're killing people. Yeah.
Dead. There's gonna be a lot of laughing on my part because I just can't believe that movie exists.
And everyone needs to go watch it. Like, watch it and then, like, have your friends come over and watch it and then have them bring their friends. It's like one of those kind of movies that you just, like, pass on, like, hey, have you seen this?
I will have to say that
it.
It's definitely not boring. It's a movie that... Like, there are movies I've seen that were just... They were shitty. Like, this is a shitty movie, but it's entertaining, so it's... You watch it and you're like, it's so bad, it's kind of funny, and it's pretty funny because of the crappiness. Like, what the edits and, like... Just the sound and the bad acting.
The sound is really bad.
Yeah.
Like, don't adjust your TV. That's just how the sound is. And,
I thought it was going to erupt into a porno every 5 seconds. Actually, that's the second one more so.
Yeah.
It was, like, ridiculous. I was like, what's going on here? Just the acting is so ridiculous. And, the romance, it's like, does that guy know what romance is?
Rod and Natalie.
Yeah.
It was funny. There was a part where Mike thought that the lead character's mom was a really good actress, and then, like, as soon as he said that, she, like, messed up her line.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, she's like the...
fix it. They just kept it. There's, like, so many, like, flubs up. I guess they couldn't... Well, the director's has had no formal training. He's never been to, like, film school. He just... set out to just make a movie one day. And
I've never had formal training either, and I could see that was horseshit.
Yeah, but
like, if you're instructed to say, "Oh my God, look over there! There's a monster," and you're like, "Oh, there's a monster."
Yeah, there might be something that's off. Cause I know he came to this country. I mean, he's not from here.
That's true. I mean, there was a lot of like.
There was kind of like maybe like a barrier there that.
A lot of the plural stuff was messed up in the movie.
I can't wait to see you in those lingeries.
Yeah. And the weird thing is, none of the people, like, corrected him.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, and he was...
What?
There's a scene where they call, like, a modeling agency, and it's called Dream Models, and, like, the sign is made from probably, like, a printer, and it's, like...
It's, like, crooked.
It's crooked. Like a house printer.
You worked hard for your Victoria's Secret. Like, if you got the modeling job at Victoria's Secret, you wouldn't really have to worry about
but the thing
much.
The thing that bothered me was that she didn't even tell her mom until she came in to see her, like, a week later. It's like, oh, by the way, I have a thing with Victoria's Secret. I would call everybody I know that second. Yeah,
I'd be like, I'm going to be in Victoria's Secret. This is freaking awesome.
You should do that. You should just call people randomly. Just
call Matt.
Tell them you're going to be in Victoria's Secret.
I'm going to be in Victoria's Secret.
Hey, Nate, I'm going to be in Victoria's Secret.
Nate, I'm going to be in Victoria's Secret. No, not the magazine. I'm just going into the store.
Feel them padded bras.
I'm just like, I love these lingeries. And everyone's just something to, like, yeah, he's in here again.
Escort you out.
Best part in the movie. Just hanging out with the family. And ourselves a party. Like, The song is so awesome, but like when they're dancing
They're
was
like
the
two-stepping.
worst.
Like the guy's like this, and the girl's like.
I will have to say though, the party in the second one was way more off the hook.
Yeah,
They actually had like
a lot of the people
more than those two people.
Yeah, a lot of the people from the primary cast in the first one is in the second one, including like there was like a scene where in the first one this guy is singing at a bar, and he's in the second one at a different bar singing another catchy tune.
And the part where he starts, okay, the weirdest part is that
Uncle Phil's like,
he's like, Uncle Phil's getting lucky, and I'm like, there's a part where he's singing the song, and then he starts actually doing lyrics besides saying hanging out with my family, and he says, and Uncle Phil's getting lucky, and I was like Fresh Prince or what?
Yeah.
But also so funny.
Yeah.
That was good.
The second one. The second one is almost like.
Wait, first of all, before we go to the second one, talk about the two great characters in the first one. The professor. Like the two people that had the environmental lectures, the professor and
There's
the
like
woods guy.
A tree hugger guy.
Yeah. Like, okay, so the professor, he's like, they see this guy on the beach and he's wearing like this mask or like a SARS mask. And like, he's like, get away from here. And they're
It's not
like,
safe.
yeah, it's not safe. And then they go over there and like, they're like, why? And he's like, I told you not to come over here. These birds are infected. And he's like, we just want to talk. And he's like, you just want to talk? Okay. And then he goes on like a 20-minute talk about how everything is like
global warming.
Right, and it's like I'm not like someone that's like, oh, I don't believe in global warming, but like it was ridiculous because he was like, and SARS, and that's why you have like all this other stuff. It's global warming.
Not being subtle. He was just. And like the whole movie, like the guy goes out and buys like solar panels and stuff for his house, and he's like, it's gonna go up there, and then he's like, how much is that gonna cost? And the salesman's like, oh, it'll be $20,000, and he's like, well, you think you can go a little bit lower? He's like, okay, we'll do $19,000, and the guy's like, okay, you got a deal.
Yeah, he's like, for you, sir, I'll take off $1,000, and he's like, okay. I was like.
Right after he made like a $1 million deal, and he was
Yeah.
just like, all he did was, woo!
Yeah, I was like, and then he has like this company where he makes all this money, and I was like, if you're making solar panels, why did you buy a solar panel from that guy, you idiot? You remember that? I was like, eh. He's like, we can make solar energy affordable for everyone. He's like, didn't you just buy a solar panel from this guy? And he's like,
then there's also Imagine. Like there's like a
oh my God,
like
that was so
Imagine
weird.
like by John Lennon, but it's like
a rip-off cover.
Yeah, a rip-off.
It's like there's no lyrics, but it's so obvious that's what it is
trying
because
to be like that, but not like that, so they don't have to pay.
But I don't know how they
rights.
didn't get sued because it was like they even had like if you didn't know what the song was and it was just playing, you'd be like, okay, whatever, this could be any song.
But like the character was wearing like a shirt that said
It says
Imagine Peace.
Yeah.
Like it was some kind of, it's in real life some kind of organization.
Yeah, and there was even a part like when like her best friend calls and it's like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm in bed with my boyfriend or whatever. We're about to.
What does it sound like I'm doing? I'm in bed with this guy. She's like
Todd or something or whatever.
That's awkward. Why would you say that?
Yeah, not only that, but like
just busy.
Yeah, and they're like in their bathing suits.
Yeah.
And like
they're in a hotel
Yeah.
room because they probably couldn't afford to like be in a house
Yeah.
like in the with the budget.
like none of us had houses for some reason.
So like they filmed it in a hotel room.
Like every time there was a scene where there was like about to be some naughty business, of course, which they never showed
There's
anything.
nothing explicit.
Right, but like it's always in a hotel room and it was probably always in that same hotel room. And like in the background though, there's like a piece of paper that said just Imagine.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would that be in the background? Like she's like, I gotta hang this up before we smooch. Like
that sounds like some kind of like Indian.
No. Okay. Anyway, No one hopefully be offended by that. Hopefully that wasn't offensive, was it? Okay, so, and then, we gotta talk about the tree hugger guy.
Oh, yeah.
The tree hugger guy with the worst wig award goes to
it's like the wig I wore for the green ribbon.
Yeah. Except for yours actually looked like it fit. His was like that on a dude.
Yeah.
It's like that picture I'll put it up where I was wearing it.
The bark beetles are eating all the redwood trees.
He's like, due to global warming, the bark beetles have gone rampant and are destroying my father and brother trees. Check out this wonderful green redwood or whatever. And it's like, they pan over and it's like,
they show a bunch of trees.
Yeah, and
you
it's
don't
like,
know which one you're supposed to be looking at.
It's like, who the fuck would know which one it is? It's like...
and then, there's, contained fires as they're walking out of the...
Yeah, they're all CG fires. It's like, you couldn't just light a fire.
They're, coughing and, having fits.
Yeah.
But, it's,
the fire's way above them.
And, it's, few and
isolated,
far between.
Yeah. They're just, they could just stroll out, be like, ding, 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 ding,
Talk about
ding.
the opening credits.
I didn't think that was ever going to end. Oh my god. Yeah, it was okay, so they're okay, so they start off and it's what's the first scene? Is it they're driving or is it he gets into a car?
That's before he ever gets to that restaurant.
So so car's just driving and driving. I don't think you even see the dude. It's just driving, and it's not out of the middle, so you can see what's going on. It's out of the tiny corner of the dash, and you're just seeing
it goes on for 5 minutes, and it's the same song looping over and over and over again. And there's pause, and you're okay, it's over, and then it starts over again. Oh man. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, I was like, Let's see if I can find the... Here we go. Birdemic intro song loop. Okay, so this goes on for probably about 10 minutes.
I don't think it's that long, but it seems like it's that long.
Okay, because listen what happens. Okay.
You should be timing it.
Whatever. It's no big deal. It's just... It's almost over, right? Yeah. So apparently I just read on here that the director thought this music was foreboding.
Why did he put it in a car scene?
Right there. That's it. That's the end of the song, right? So now that the song's over, I'm just going to talk a little bit about global warming, because it's destroying the Earth. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? It does, and I thought...
He didn't even press replay, it just kept going.
Yeah, seriously, the first time I when we watched this, I thought that was the end of that song, because there's like when you have a song, you don't just stop it in the middle, for that long. Anyway, so... Someone put, Movie Head Pictures presents, 10 minutes later, a Movie Head production. That's pretty much accurate. It's the most unneeded, boring intro to a... if they cut that out, the movie would be a million times better, honestly, because...
No, that's what makes the movie good, because it's so stupid and bad.
Yeah, but that part's not entertaining. It's boring. It kind of put me to sleep.
It's funny, because it's does he not know how to do this stuff? And clearly he doesn't, but he'll have more money than we'll ever have.
I don't want to think about that.
Cult sensation.
Just hanging out with the family, having ourselves a party. Just hanging out.
It's I love these lingeries.
I love these lingeries.